say it's been a long, disappointing road is a bit of an understatement. This line, this Dungeons and Dragons line, has been painful, to say the least. Way overpriced, underscaled, and just all around a disappointment. Today, I've got the last two of the set. Venger and Dungeon Master. 2-pack, originally $50. Finally got it at the price of $25. And here we go. It's got what's inside. Venger and Dungeon Master. Venger comes with a D20. Dungeon Master comes with a D10. For reasons. It looks like Venger comes with blasting hands as well, so this should be interesting. Alright, I'm going to crack it open and see what we've waited a long time. I have waited a long time to get first-hand pictures of the last of the Dungeons and Dragons toys and completing the set. And it amazes me because I waited so long for these figures and they've been very hit and miss. So were these going to be hits or are these going to be misses? We'll find out in a moment. So there is Venger and Dungeon Master. Now the first thing I noticed, this Venger is of course tall. You want to know how tall? There you go. So I think I figured out something. They downscaled the kids so that Venger can look that much bigger. Makes sense. But don't call it a 1/12 line. Now Dungeon Master also looks a little upscale because, let's face it, he was a tiny guy. Now overall, he looks good, but dude, the hair keeps him from moving. He's barely got any articulation whatsoever. He's got this this basic traffic cone, and this hand, no matter how hard I try, I'm afraid I'm going to break it if I try too hard. It just snaps back into that position. Venger is the worst. His back hole won't accept the wings, so they stick out. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me back it up. And at first I thought I wasn't lining up the hole in the overlay and the hole in his back right, but no, it just won't accept it. The articulation here is weak, and it's mainly weak because of these plastic overlays. This is a traffic cone and probably the only reason he can stand, to be honest, because his ankles are fused. One of his ankles is fused. The arms are way the hell out of line and they're hard to figure out where to bend them. And let's just never mind, you know, he's got a split here, but it doesn't do much. This is again, really disappointing. Very disappointing. Looking at this face, I mean, does this look like Venger or does this look like Alfalfa? I'm aligned to think Alfalfa. Dungeon Master looks kind of like a garden gnome. Okay, so Venger does have these blast hands, which make a little bit of sense. And we have a D10 and a gigantic D20, because I guess Venger needs a gigantic D20. Well, I think it's official. We can call the Dungeons and Dragons line suck, because it's terrible. These two are the linchpins of the line. Venger was one of the most terrifying creatures on the planet, supposedly, and he can't move his head at all. Dungeon Master barely moves. I would call these statues not action figures. I mean, they pretty much are. the lacking articulation is even worse on these than they were on the kids. It's mind-boggling to me how they took a concept that could have easily been a home run and they bunted. I mean, seriously, they could have just, I don't know, they could have reissued a bunch of Marvel Legends with new paint jobs and had this sewn up. Who on earth designed this and thought it was okay? Who put this together? It was not somebody smart. The designs on these, for the most part, I mean, with the exception of Bobby, Sheila, and Presto, I mean, they're just like, what the hell decisions did you make? And here too, you can see the Disneyfication of this. I mean, I know people say, well, it's animated, but dude, that looks like a Disney cartoon more than it does anything, as does Venger. Venger looks, I mean, I know I said alfalfa a minute ago. I should have said, you know, like, looks like one of the Wicked Witches from one of the, maybe Snow White or something like that. I mean, seriously, that cartoony face is not the Venger rewatching. And I don't ever remember Venger's teeth sticking out like that. That's throwing me off. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering the cartoon wrong. But I don't think I am. I think I remember the cartoon fairly vividly. So it's hard to say, but God. You look at this and it's like, would have been so easy to knock it out of the park. This was down to 25. So that's 13 a figure. I got gypped heavily. This is very disappointing. Oh man, this is more disappointing than I even thought. I had my hopes pretty low, and this has gone below my expectations, and that is so hard to do. I mean, seriously, how do you do that? I mean, that's the limit of Dungeon Master's articulation right there. I mean, it's just the shoulders and the wrist. That's all. I mean, he's got nothing. And you know, today, now we can look at this and go, hey, you know what, Hasbro, why is your stock down, man? I mean, this is a reason. Does this bring the company down? No, not at all. But this is a glaring example of what the problem is. This was lazy ass design with no thoughts to play value, and people didn't like it. It didn't sell. Most of it went to Ollie's, and then a whole lot beside of Ollie's went to Amazon and got clearanced out. I mean, and really, the only reason anyone would buy these two is because they want to complete the set, because that's the only reason I did. And I kept saying, if they can go down below, I said below 25. I just got them at 25, but yeah, I mean, I did it to complete the set. And that's where they had us. I mean, you wait all that time for a decent line of these characters. And it's not hard to pull off. It's really not. I wonder what Super 7's going to do now, because they've got the license and they're going to run with it. But damn, I ain't paying no $55 for these things. I wasn't paying $25 for them. Hell no. That's ridiculous. I love Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, but no. I mean, there's really not much you can do with these. You know, play traffic cones. I mean, that's it. Yeah. that's just, if disappointment had a face, this would be it. You know, and it's just amazing to me because this should have been a simple banger. Just simple. Boom. You got it. You got a hungry audience that has never gotten product like this, who was ready and willing and on fire for this until we started seeing it, and it was like, what the fuck did you just do? This is a prime example of why Hasbro has trouble right now. It's what is with the Disneyfication, what is with the, you know, what is with these choices that were made? And the prices were outrageous. Every aspect of this line was a failure from the get-go. It looked to me like they started on the 3 I mentioned earlier, and then they just kind of shit-canned it. And that's a possibility. I mean, that happens in the toy world, right? Did Hasbro not have faith in it? Did the designers just give up? I don't know. I mean, this wouldn't have saved Hasbro, but it would not have been the immense failure that it is. This is the most disappointing toy line I've ever seen. I can never, ever, ever bring myself to, you know, ever forgive Hasbro for this one. This is ridiculous. Could have been so good. Could have been. And you know, the sad part is, by 1980 standards, this is not that bad. I mean, this could have flew in the 1980s. Today's market, no way. I was at least hoping Venger would be a little bit redeemable so I could put him somewhere with my evil guys. But nope. Oh, gosh. I mean, words fail me at this point on what this 2-pack is. It is not the 2-pack we were wanting. This is not the 2-pack anybody wanted. They should have been giving these away. That's how bad it is. It's over. And it's only just begun. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuffs. Hopefully we can move forward from this with a little bit of happiness. Not from this shit, though. Have a good day.